So this is a video demonstration for Auto1 and how to mount, dismount, mount, and then balance the tire. First step number one, we're going to remove the air from the tire. So I'm going to take the cap off here, and I'm going to remove the valve stem, which involves this tool right here. I'm going to put that in there. And then this is going to come out of there. I'm going to save that and put it right up here for later. Next step is removing the wheel weights. I'm going to use this tool right here to get the old wheel weights off. If you don't take these off, you're going to wreck the duck head up here. So we want to do that, so I'm going to put this in a little hole here. Oh, Jesus. That one just kind of peeled right off. And there's none on the back side. So I'm good to go with that. All the air is out of the tire. Next step, please focus in on this there. Please. If you put your leg in there, it's going to break it right in half, so let's not do that. Also, there's another warning about this right here. We want to not have our fingers in a certain area, otherwise you could lose the tips of your fingers. So I'm going to put the tire over here like so. And I'm going to position this blade right in that fashion. And I have 3 pedals here. 1 pedal here, 1 pedal here, and then another one around the corner. They each do different things. This first one right here, I'm going to press here. And it just knocked the bead off of the rim. I'm going to rotate it and do it twice, just for the fun of it. And then I'm going to do both sides of this. I got to do the inner and outer bead area. Okay, one more. Okay, so now the bead is off of the rim on both sides. I can now come over here on this side. I can now put this over here. I'm going to push down and I'm going to expand my little arms. Which way are they going? Oh, there it goes. So now the rim is secured onto the machine. We're good to go. I'm going to bring my duck head down. I'm going to hook it on here. I'm going to take my pry bar. I like using this side, not this side. And I'm going to hook it under here while I'm prying up on this side. And this is the important one that some of you guys miss. I'm going to push down on here and pull up at the same time. There we go. I'm going to step on this one right here. And it's going to walk it around. Take that off of there. Next one, I'm going to do the same thing with the bottom. I'm going to hook it down here. I'm going to pull back like this. I'm going to hit the button. And the tire is off. Several things that I want to look at when the tire is off. If the wheel is all pitted and nasty, I'm going to take a scraper or the Dremel tool and get all that caca off of there. Also, now is the time to replace the valve stem if you would like. I would take a razor blade, cut it off, pull this section out of here, and then insert a new one and pull it up with this tool right there. I'm not going to do that right now. Also, when I'm mounting the tire on there, I want to make sure that it's not directional or asymmetrical. I want to look at the tire and make sure that there's no arrows, this side out, this side in. I see none of that on this tire. So I'm going to go with this side out. Sometimes there's a white wall on the inside. Have you ever seen that? White walls? Some people want their white walls out, but whatever. So, before I go back on, I want to put a little lubrication on this so I don't rip the bead. So I'm just going to spray it a little bit around both sides so that when I go on there, it'll be nice and smooth. When I go on, this is the important part. I'm going to bring my duck head down and I'm going to wedge this thing at an angle like this. And I'm going to spin it manually. The bottom bead usually goes on really easy. Blam. It's on. The top one, now that's the one that you continually have to keep pushing here. So I'm gonna do that, spin a little bit, and I'm gonna keep pushing right here as I'm doing this. There we go. Bam. Now, I'm gonna back this up a little bit. Oops. Now we gotta get air in the tire. This is the tricky part. I'm gonna get my air nozzle on there and I'm going to stomp on this and a bunch of bursts of air is going to come up from the bottom. Here we go. There we go. And it's going to make a pop. So if I would have my fingers in here when this happened, that'd be very, very, very bad. So listen for it. Pop. Oh, that one wasn't too bad. I don't know if I haven't heard the bottom one pop yet. I like going up to about, oh, there it goes. I like going up to about 30 pounds of pressure, and then I'm gonna get my valve cord back in here. I'm gonna get it all loaded up in my fingers like this, ready to go. And then when I pull this out, there we go. I'm gonna screw this in here until it's nice and tight. And then I'm gonna finish adding to the proper amount of air in there. This tire, just for demonstration, I'm gonna leave it at that. Okay, so now the tire is mounted on there. I'm gonna get it off the machine. I go like this and it pops off. The next thing I have to do is balance it. It's a two-step process. We're not just gonna mount the tire, we have to balance it. So the first step of that is making sure it's centered on here. Ooh, that's not the right cone. So I'm gonna go back here, and that is the correct cone. It fits in there. It's gonna center the tire on there. So I'm gonna raise it up here. I'm gonna make sure it's nice and centered on here. Screw this on here. And then before I can do any balancing, I gotta turn the machine on and make sure the machine knows what tire I have on here. The first step of that is this number right here. Please look over here. I'm gonna pull this out to the outer edge right here, and I'm gonna touch this, and the number on there is 160. So that's my first measurement right there. Can you see me? Oh, nice one. I'll say 161. Oops, 161. The next measurement is using this giant caliper here. So I'm gonna go on the inside of the rim where it kind of goes right here, right there, and right here. And that comes up with also 6. So I'm gonna put that number in there. And then the last number is what size is the rim. And I'm gonna look here, and this is a 16-inch rim. So I'm gonna go 16-inch. So the machine knows what tire's on here. I'm gonna close this hood down and it's gonna start spinning. Also, look at this warning here. Another warning, you don't wanna get hit inside with that. So I have an imbalance with this tire. I need to find out what weights I need to put on here. This side I need to put a 75, and notice that these, as I spin this around, they're gonna change a little. That one's solid now. This is the inside of the tire where I need to pound down 7.75 ounce weight on there, right there. So I'm gonna make sure that this one fits on there. How I do that is I'm gonna draw a center line from the top of the tire down here, and I'm gonna make sure this is centered on here. Good. Okay, and then I'm gonna flip the other side, get the green light on here, and then find a 150 to pound on there. 150. 150. I'll try this one. Let's see how this goes. 150. Okay, and I'm centered. Oop. Yeah. So now I'm going to spin it one more time, and if I did it correctly, it should come out as 000. Thank you.